We're going to be breaking down the 13 steps to building a multi-million-dollar property portfolio. Now, my name's Luke, and by the age of 27, my wife and I have built over a $5 million property portfolio. A lot of people don't understand how that's even possible and why CBA, one of Australia's largest banks, will give us over $700,000 cash at the ripe old age of 27. So I'm going to break down for you the key steps that we were able to take to buy and build this multi-million dollar portfolio and share with you how you can get more educated if you're interested in buying our course to learn more about this investing journey. The important thing before we dive into this is you don't need a course. We've tried to be very reasonable with our pricing and it's less than $500. I know some buyers agents and investors have courses out there over $5,000. I saw one recently for $6,000 with a 10 or 20% discount. And that's all well and good. You'll make that investor very rich or that buyer's agent very rich by buying that course. Sure, it might be value to you, but I don't think you need to spend that much money. And that's why we repriced our course from several $1,000s down to the $500 mark. It's about making it more accessible to more people to share that education. If you want to break down all these books, break down all the podcasts, write your own notes, you can essentially come up with this information yourself for free. But if you want to fast track your journey and pay for this in a chronological order, that's where it may be worth it for you. So if you head over to purposeproperty.com.au and click on course, you'll be able to see the breakdown here of our investing journey and what's included in the course. We're going to scroll down to the course curriculum and then we're going to break down these 13 steps. So the 13 steps to building your multi-million dollar portfolio, let's kick off with step 1. So that's module 1, which is motivation, risk, and strategy. Without understanding why you want to invest in property, what your risk profile looks like, and what your strategy is when it comes to building a portfolio, you're not going to know where you want to get to. The way I like to think about it is working backwards from your end goal. When you've got a $5 million target, you can then work backwards about how many properties that would be to get towards that target of a $5 million portfolio. So that's the first stage out of 13 in this journey. Stage number 2, as you can see on screen, is finances. If you don't have the finances in place, you're not going to be able to buy a property. It's all well and good to do all this research, to listen to podcasts, to maybe pay for a course or read lots of books and take lots of notes. But if you don't have the money, you're not buying an investment property or your own home. So make sure you understand your finances. In this module, for example, we talk about setting yourself up with a clean financial structure. We talk about your borrowing capacity, ways to boost your borrowing capacity, different types of loan structures, and pulling out equity to grow the property portfolio, using the power of offset accounts and credit cards, and an example breaking down in detail how to avoid cross-collateralization and structuring yourself in the right way. So that's part number 2. Then we move into structures. So it's important as you build out a property portfolio to look at different structures, personal names, trust structures, SMSFs. There's different ways to build out a property portfolio. So in module 3, we talk about those different structures, examples of advanced structures and how to set yourself up in the right way. So that's a 3 property example. And we also talk about land tax planning and diversification. Now you've got the strategy in place, you've got the finances, and you understand the structures. That's why module 4 is talking about capital growth and module 5 is talking about cash flow properties. So generally, Emily and I wanted to build out our property portfolio focused on growth first and then transition to cash flow assets over time. So we break down 5 different areas of growth and 5 different areas of cash flow. This then leads me into module 6, which is about locations, and module 7, which is around data and analysis. So you need to find the right locations. Look at the macro, look at the micro, then look at the quantitative and the qualitative data. There's a lot of great resources out there. There's DSR, there's ABS for free data. We've got microburbs, we've got CoreLogic, we've got SQM Research. There's so many data houses out there these days. It's about narrowing down which key data points you want to use in your analysis and using both the quantitative and the qualitative data to make that educated and informed decision. Once we've got the locations out of the way, that's when we're taking a look at property specific selection criteria, which is what we do with our clients in the buyer's agency. So step number 8 is selecting the right property. Bedrooms, bathrooms, land size, value add potential, granny flat and subdivision potential, all those key factors. We then talk about the shortlisting process, so on or off market deals. We then talk about how to buy a property interstate, whether you're using a buyer's agent or you want to do it yourself. We talk about comparable market analysis, which is very critical, handling inspections, and doing an actual example of running through the numbers on a property purchase. Finally, in number 10, 11, and 12, we go through negotiations, which is obviously a very difficult thing for a lot of people. And one of the reasons people work with us at Purpose Property. You can still obviously educate yourself and then work with a buyer's agent if that's right for you. If you feel like you need the help or you're not a local area expert and you want someone to handle the negotiations for you, that's where myself and the team can come in as your buyer's agents and negotiate on your behalf and help you find the right property for the right price in the right location. The last couple of points is modules 11, 12, and 13, which go through clauses, contracts, and settlement periods, proactive property management, and then strategizing and going again. Jumping back to step 1, once you've made that first purchase, then going through the steps again to make that next purchase and build out your property portfolio over time. One of the reasons I built the course Invest with Purpose is I couldn't see anywhere else out there where you had that chronological order of steps to follow to buy and build that multi-million-dollar property portfolio. In my opinion, you can get all this data for free. If you want to run out there and do as much research as possible, it's totally possible. You could say that on almost any topic these days. I know some buyer's agents or property commentators think that their intellectual property is their own, but really it's been taken from other resources for them to form ideas. And so there's a lot of books out there you can pay for. There's a lot of courses you can pay for. But in my opinion, you could also get this for free on podcasts these days through Spotify, or even a lot of the audiobooks are free from back in the day. It's about finding the right property for you, for the right price in the right location, which is obviously the hard thing for a lot of people. You may get educated, do all this work, do all this research, and then do nothing. So it's more important that you take action rather than sitting on the sidelines. Sitting on the sidelines is a choice. That is a decision. If you decide to do nothing, that is a choice. And I can tell you what the outcome will be. Your cash savings will remain as whatever cash you've saved, and maybe a little bit of interest on top. But given the inflation we've seen in the economy, that's not going to do a lot for you. Yes, there may be more risks involved with investing in the property market, or you might decide to go into your own business or shares as something different. But if you're looking to invest your money for the long term and you're taking an educated and an informed decision because you've done education, because you've gone through the process, or you've watched 400 plus of my YouTube videos and other videos out there, then you're reducing the risk in this journey. So I hope I've encouraged you to kick on with your investing journey. If you're interested, head over to purposeproperty.com.au and you can pick up the course for less than $500. Either way, the most important thing to me when it comes to this YouTube channel and building this community is adding value to you. The course is just an addition to what I'm giving out for free on YouTube, and it's a done with you method taking you on that step-by-step journey. You may even want to take the next step and have it done for you and sign up for our buyer's agency services if you're looking to buy a property here in the greater Brisbane market. So this has been 13 steps on how to buy and build a multi-million-dollar property portfolio. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.